Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Aja and today we are going to be talking about the MCU. I spent a whole month watching MCU related material. So I watched just about every movie that is on Disney Plus. I did have to go find the Incredible Hulk. I have not watched the Fantastic Four series, not Deadpool and not X-Men or any of that. I will be watching those soon because they're not introduced into the MCU yet. That's to my understanding, but they will be soon in a few years. So I will be watching that in the coming months, years, whatever. And I did watch also every MCU show that they have on there. I did not include the shows in today's video. If you want an MCU TV show ranking video, let me know because I did enjoy some of those shows, and I have thoughts on them that I would like to share. I'm late to the party, but I'm here now. And then I can also make a separate video on ranking all the Spider-Mans, because I did not include all the Spider-Man movies in this. I only included the Tom Holland version, I think. Did I? I included the Tom Holland version in this ranking that I have because those are definitely privy to the MCU. So I just want to be clear about one thing before I get into the rankings. I came into this just about blind. The only movies that I had seen before I watched all of this were the Black Panther ones, and maybe one Guardians of the Galaxy one. When it comes to me and movies, I rank them based on how much I enjoyed sitting there and having to pay attention to something for 2-3 hours. I'm not the type of person that can easily sit and just watch something. I'm usually sitting and watching something and scrolling on my phone, doing something else. I have to be doing something else when I'm watching something. So for me to have to sit and watch all of these long movies, 2-3 hour movies, I am ranking them based off of how much I enjoyed sitting there, being able to do nothing and watch them. If you want to know what I exactly rated it, you could go on my letterbox. I will put my letterbox in the description box below, and I have a list on there of this exact same ranking. I took a lot of my notes from over there. I'm just going to expand just a little bit off of them, and you can see exactly how many stars I rated each movie and what I put as my letterbox review and what I put in the notes section on my list. The list is called Aja Cinematic Universe. I'm biased. I am biased. I want you also to know that. And that's it. Let's get into the ranking. Coming in at number 32 is the Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think the movie was boring. I couldn't tell you the plot. I think the plot was they found out the mom was alive in the quantum realm and they went to try to go rescue her. I think that's what the plot was. Is that what the plot? Someone tell me. But I think that's what the plot was. I really don't remember what happened in the movie. It took me a while to realize that was Hope. I think she looks different from the first movie to this one. I was like, who the fuck is that? It was her. I was like, wow. The dad was a bore. I don't know. The whole quantum realm thing was confusing because the way, I don't know, the way they were trying to describe that and introduce that didn't have me. They didn't have me. I don't even know how this movie ended. I don't even know how this movie ended. So I think this was a boring movie. If you like this movie, I'm so sorry, but I think it was boring. So number 31 is Thor: The Dark World. This movie was really, really boring. I couldn't tell you what was going on even while watching the movie. I was watching the movie and then I had to pause it and I had to go on Wikipedia. I was like, what's going on? And then on Wikipedia I was still like, what is going on? Because for me, the Greek mythology terminology really loses me. So I'm just like, why are we using all of these very complicated and long names? Like, we couldn't choose something else. I understand it's being, I don't know, realistic or something, but it was pissing me off. So I really couldn't understand what was going on. I think this was the one, the sister came and she was like, I'm your sister, he hid you from me, and she got pissed at everybody, even though she really didn't need to be pissed at everybody, but oh, that's her prerogative. And then I think Asgard got blown up to smithereens, and then they all had to fly away and find a new home to live on. I think that's what happened. I don't know. But I just know it was boring. I was bored out of my mom, bored out of my mind, and I was lost and confused. I don't think I wouldn't. I would rewatch. I know I put Ant-Man and the Wasp lower, but I would probably rewatch Ant-Man and the Wasp just before I ever rewatch Thor: The Dark World. Some of you are gonna say then you should change your ranking. I'm not. I'm not gonna do that. I said what I said and I did what I did. So coming in at number 30, The Incredible Hulk. Now listen. This is obviously the only Incredible Hulk movie because of the whole Sony Marvel thing deal. This is the one that doesn't have Mark Ruffalo. So it's privy to not be good. And I'm not gonna say it wasn't a good movie. I was very lost. And one thing about me, if I lost from the start, I'm not really interested in trying to follow along with the movie. It started off very confusing and I didn't understand what was going on at all. And I had watched it on some other like pirating site, so I'm like, is this a glitch in the system? Did they start the movie halfway through? Like, am I actually? And I was lost, and I went on Wikipedia, and they're like, no, this is what was supposed to happen, and I was like, oh, you lost me from the get go, and I don't really like movies like that. I think if they had a better way of introducing how exactly he got into these Hulk powers and the whole why he moved to Brazil and all of that, that would have been way better for me. But because they didn't do that, well, at all, it's this low because if I can't follow along from the start of the movie, what makes you think I'm gonna understand really what's going on later on? You have to spell it out for me. You have to spell it out for me, okay? You have to. Number 29, Captain America: The First Avenger. Listen, this is a basic war movie, and I'm not a fan of those. That's just what the movie is. It's a war movie. He got superpowers, right? So he could fight in the war and win for America. And then here comes Nick Fury, coming out of nowhere being like, I'm going to use you now for a superhero task force. That's all that happened. It was a war movie. I was bored. It was uninterested. Of course, Peggy was an interesting part. Well, was it interesting? I feel like that was a basic. If they didn't have any superhero powers in this movie, and they just showed someone who just got really buff and went to fight a war, and he had to leave his girlfriend behind or the love of his life behind. This is just a basic fucking 1800s war movie. And that's all that is. The only interesting part was them preserving his body long enough for 70 years for him to wake the fuck up and be in an entirely new century. New was he still in New York when he was in the war? I don't know if he was in a new state. He got moved to the new state, but he was lost as hell, and it was not working out for him. And he knew everything was off right away. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Number 28. Don't jump me. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I did not enjoy this movie. I know. Every time someone finds out I don't like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, or I rank it underneath, I forgot what movie my friend was so pissed at me about. She was like, why would you rank this movie under this movie? And I was like, because I like that movie better. Listen, I was bored. I think the movie was visually pleasing. I think it was fun to look at visually, but for me, it felt like a prequel to Infinity War. It just felt like a really big setup to Infinity War, and I'm kind of like a get to the point type of gal. Like, you don't need to drag it out. You don't need to. I didn't need this entire dragging out to get to this. And we're going to get to how I feel about Infinity War in a second. But I just feel like it was a prequel to Infinity War. Of course, the enjoyable part was, what's his name? Is it Quinn or Quill? I never know. I should probably look it up, but I'm not going to. So I'm gonna call him Q. Q and Gamora trying to get together. I think that was kind of cute. I felt like he was pestering her too much about this whole we like each other thing. I just think he should have gave the fuck up. But of course, he never got any proper home training. He got abducted and raised by fucking aliens, and that he has no home training. So don't do that. Don't pester a girl ever, being like, we like each other, we should be together. Don't do that, because she might sucker punch you. So don't do that. Yeah, but yeah, I can't even tell you what happened in this movie, really, besides that, they get together at the end. It's just, it feels like a prequel to Infinity War for me, because they were trying to protect some of the stones, right? And they were sent out on a mission to protect the stones from Thanos. And is this the one where they had the dance battle, where he was dance battling for the stone against Thanos? I think it is. I think that's the movie, right? Unless that's the first one. I don't think that's the first one. I think it's this one. Either way, I was bored, and I don't really care for this one. So, don't jump me though. Number 27, Captain Marvel. Listen. Love feminism. We love women. Women should have stories. I just think she didn't need to have an origin story. Her origin story was not interesting. It wasn't interesting at all. They could have actually made this TV show, maybe. I think I still would have been bored if it was a TV show, but uh, I just don't think she needed an entire origin story. Like, I just feel like she was fighting crime, and then they were like, "Hey, you should be a part of the Avengers." Like, that's what I feel like happened. I don't know. I don't even remember what happened in the movie. I just know I was bored out of my mind. So, 26, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, my bad, Quantumania. Um, the movie had me in the first half. It was very easy to follow along. I was entertained. Somehow it lost me very badly. And a lot of people are saying that with this new phase of Marvel, they kind of like dropped the ball in like the third act. And I think that's exactly what the fuck happened. They dropped the ball, and somehow in the first, like, it's somewhere halfway, more than halfway through the movie, and it lost the entire fucking ball, and it was like really bad, and I was so lost watching this. The mom was pissing me the fuck off. I just remember that. I remember she was pissing me the fuck off. I think she should have communicated with her fucking family better, and obviously they should have communicated this with Scott, because obviously Scott is just like, I'm just gonna go do it, like, I'm Ant-Man, and like, you know, they should have just communicated. That's a very basic theme throughout this whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. No one wants to communicate things. I'm so sure if they just like opened their fucking mouths and said, "Hey, if you do this, this might happen, and this might set off this and that and XYZ," and I don't think we really need that right now. And then the other person, the superhero, would be like, "Oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't do that." But like, they never do that. They always keep their mouth shut, and they're just like, "Don't do it." And then the superhero is like, "I'm literally a superhero. I'm going to go do it because I can do this because I'm a superhero." And then the chaos ensues, and then this person over here gets mad and is like, "Well, you should have just said something. You should have opened your mouth, but you kept it closed." And I can't respect a bitch like that. Okay? Yeah, the mom was pissing me the fuck off. I really can't like this movie because they lost the ball that much. Like, I could like it, but I kind of don't like it. I don't know. It just seems like the series is going downhill for the Ant-Man and the Wasp thing, and they might need to put a pause on that. I don't know if they have any more Ant-Man and the Wasp movies coming up, but they might need to just stop right here, you know? They just need to stop. Yeah. Yeah. Number 25, Black Widow. Another origin story that wasn't that interesting. It wasn't interesting at all. I think it's the only interesting part is, of course, like, they're working for this Russian agency, and they all got split up because they're all not actually a real family. They all got kidnapped or something, and now they're together, and then they got split apart. I think Yelena was obviously like an interesting part for me, but like Natasha, her origin story was not that interesting. I know, I think ScarJo was suing Disney for something over her character or something, which is, given that this movie was not that good, I see why she was sued, because it just wasn't that interesting. And of course, you know, she's gone now, so we're never going to see Natasha again. So, I mean, I enjoyed seeing her one last time, but I just don't think her origin story was interesting. But, you know, I think this was really just a setup for us to get to know Yelena, and, you know, Yelena's be in more stuff because she was in Hawkeye. And maybe we'll see more Yelena in the future. But, like, it wasn't interesting. Number 24, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And let me be really frank with you right now. I actually don't like Doctor Strange. Him as a person, I don't like him at all. I think he is a selfish asshole that just never learns from his mistakes. And he only cares about himself. And he's not really privy to other people's feelings. So no wonder Rachel McAdams left his ass, because he just doesn't know how to be an empathetic, sympathetic person. He only knows how to be an asshole. So I really don't like Doctor Strange. So when we get to the first Doctor Strange one, don't just know I don't like him. I don't think this movie was that good. The movie is simply this high because of Wanda. Let me be clear. I love Wanda. I think Wanda deserves the world. She has had everything taken from her. Her brother, her husband, and now her kids. She has had everything taken from her. And I think she deserves the world. And I understand why she did what she did. And I don't blame her. But I understand why Doctor Strange was like, I need to protect America Chavez. And I need to protect the multiverse. And that's well and fine. But I understand what Wanda was doing that because of what she was doing. When I was watching this movie, when she invaded Earth 838, I was interested, and then after that I was uninterested. And then the scene with her kids like being scared and her being like, oh, I have to give this up because I care more about them than anything else, I got really interested. But like as a whole, like I enjoyed America Chavez as a character, and I enjoy Wanda, but I hate Doctor Strange. Like, and fuck Marvel for taking everything away from Wanda. Fuck Marvel for taking everything away from Marvel. How dare you do that? Someone should take everything away from Marvel. See how they feel. Number 23. Eternals. This movie was longer than it needed to be. And that is my opinion. This movie was longer than it needed to be. I didn't need about half of that movie. Half of that movie could have actually been written out. But it was left in. And that's what we got. I don't even remember what happened in the movie. I just know that I kind of enjoyed it. I enjoyed it enough to place it this high. But Gemma Chan, that's the only part of this movie I enjoyed. This has Simu Liu in it, huh? I don't like him. So yeah. Oh, it had Angelina Jolie in it, huh? Didn't she die? Her character died, didn't it? Hate that. I want to see Angelina Jolie and Gemma Chan. That's all I can say about this movie. 2. The Avengers. The first one. I think it's actually a very solid movie for a first time of all of them coming together and fighting crime. But there was kind of like no plot. It was just like them fighting. There was like no plot. The plot was them gearing up to fight. So I really don't know what to say about this movie other than like they formed the Avengers. Congratulations. Number 21, Avengers Age of Ultron. Okay. To me, this movie is the Phoebe Bridgers part of Ghost in the Machine by SZA, featuring Phoebe Bridgers. You know? Yeah, that's what this movie is to me. That's what this movie is to me. I think it showed very good character development, character depth. It had some plot going on. I did enjoy it. I think this movie was really interesting to me simply because, nowadays we're having this resurgence of AI and obsession with AI, and everyone should just go watch this movie one more time so they can see that we need to leave that shit alone. Like, AI is going to go wrong every single time. We do not need to be relying on this fucking robots. We don't need to. Like, we need to get this movie back in the theaters and tell people to go watch it, because they need to leave the AI alone. That whole AI baby thing now, oh, they're starting to take it too far. I already seen a post today. Someone posted the AI baby and said, my baby got shot. It's the AI baby. Are you? Cut the cameras. Dead ass. Number 20. Avengers Infinity War. Let me tell you something about this movie. The movie was too long. You remember when I said Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was a prequel to Infinity War? Infinity War is a prequel to Endgame. We don't need it to be dragged out this long. We kind of got I got it. I got it. But I didn't need it. I didn't need it to be that long. 2.5 hours of what? 2.5 hours of what? A prequel to Endgame. I don't like cliffhangers, so I'm really sorry to the people who went to the theaters and watched this, and then they had to wait, I think, a year to watch Endgame. I think it was a year or some months or something, because I do remember everyone talking about this when I was in high school, and I think I was a senior when this happened. Anyway, I'm sorry to other people who had to go to the theater and watch it and they got left on a cliffhanger. I hate a fucking cliffhanger. It's just a prequel to Endgame. And again, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which is a prequel to this movie. So, like, basically both movies were a prequel to Endgame. And did we really need that long of a prequel? Of a setup? No, we didn't. You guys need to just realize that maybe we don't need that much going. We don't need to be fulfilled that long sometimes. Just cut to the fucking chase. Okay? Cut to the fucking chase. Number 19. Spider-Man Homecoming. I think it was a cute movie. You ask me. I think it was a cute movie. I really liked seeing the actors. I loved seeing the lady that... I loved how Zendaya was in the movie, right? Zendaya's in the movie. She plays Rue on Euphoria. And the lady from Euphoria, the drug dealer lady, was in this movie. So for me to watch this, because, I watch Euphoria. She owed that lady $10K. I think the movie came out... I don't remember when Euphoria came out, because I watched Euphoria way later. I think Euphoria came out in 2018, and I think this movie came out in 2017. Anyway, it was before she owed the lady $10K, but she did get this. Maybe Zendaya was working with this lady, right? And she was like, I'm going to remember you. And then she told Sam Levinson about it, and she was like, I worked with this lady on Spider-Man Homecoming, and I think she needs to be in season 2. That's what I would like to think would happen in my head. But, like, get your money back, sis. Like, she's stealing drugs and money from you. Like, OMG. Anyway, not to talk too much about Euphoria. I have some videos on my channel about Euphoria. But yes, I like Tom as Peter Parker. He was getting on my nerves because he's like a really, really, really naive Peter Parker, probably because I think he's the youngest one of them. Well, he is the youngest one of them, but when they started off the Tom Holland series of this, he was like the younger one from when the Toby or Andrew started um, in their movies as their Peter Parker versions. Because he's a little too naive. Tony and Happy were getting on my nerve because again, they needed to just open their mouth and tell him, don't do this and this is what's going to happen. He went and did it anyway. Like, he's a kid and he went and did it anyway. Wait, I did like this movie. I think it was cute. Was this the first one? I think this was the first one of the series, right? Okay, then that makes sense. Actually, this is the first one because this is the one that has Tony in it. Tony is not alive. I'm so sorry. Anyway, yeah, but team. I'm sorry if I'm about to butcher this, but I think it's Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings. I think it's Shang-Chi. I don't remember how to pronounce it, but I think I might have butchered that, and I'm sorry. I think it was a solid. Can I talk? A solid movie plot. With the dad and like his basically he was just trying to grieve, and he was grieving a little too hard in a way that was too destructive, and him trying to get his own son to be destructive with him because the mom died, like, and the son was like, I'm not doing that, love. I'm not doing that, love. I like the movie plot. When they got to the fighting scene, I lost interest. It lost me. But I do think it was a very solid movie. Who was playing in that? Who was the one with Simu Liu? Oh, this had Simu Liu and Aquafina. And I don't like either one of them. They had Michelle Yeoh and Stephanie Sue. So, woo! Everything Everywhere All at Once. Woo! Go stream it. Woo! But I don't like Simu Liu, and I don't like Aquafina. So if they think about making a sequel to this, I'm not gonna be that excited. I will watch for continuity purposes, but I'm not gonna be excited to see them. Number 17, Iron Man 2. It wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't a bad sequel, but it was just like the first movie. You ask me. I think it was just like the first movie. I think it was like, I know sequels are like usually a continuation of the first movie anyway, but like this just felt like an actual continuation. Like, I don't know if you know what I mean. Like, it just seemed like they just picked up and they just kept doing the same shit, and it didn't. I don't know if they really needed to do that. I enjoyed the movie, but like, I don't know. It didn't seem to advance the plot to me. It just seemed like we were doing we were doing the same shit. It didn't advance the plot. Tony's immaturity really irks me because he was like, I'm done being immature. I'm be a mature person, and then he just was immature again. And so I was like, what happened? What happened, love? Like, I was just like, what happened? I think it's still enjoyable, but like, yeah. Number 16, Thor. My only opinions on this movie is just like a basic summary of what happened in the movie. Adopted brother gets mad that he is adopted, and everyone has to deal with it. That's actually what happened, and that's the movie. Again, the terminology loses me a bit. Like, I really cannot read the Wikipedia page without being like too lost. And it was a movie. Adopted brother gets mad that he's adopted. Like, oh my god. Yeah. Number 15, Thor, Love and Thunder. Very solid movie to me. I think this is one of the better Thor movies. I could follow along pretty easily. I love the theme of like heartbreak and holding your loved ones close, and I think I like that part of the movie. I don't remember what else happened in the movie other than Jane, she had cancer. I don't even remember if she died. She died, huh? Tell me she died. Um, but yeah, I think that was actually a good theme of the movie. Number 14, Ant-Man. You see how high this movie is compared to any of the movies that say "and the Wasp." I think, in my personal opinion, the Ant-Man series should have stayed with just the Ant-Man. Of course, we're going by comics and stuff like that, so I understand why the Wasp is not included. But like, I don't know, the movies are not that good when it's like Ant-Man and the Wasp compared to this one, because this movie was very, very funny, and I think it was fun, compared to the other ones. Maybe we should just go back to Hope retires from the Wasp, and we're just dealing with the Ant-Man again. I would enjoy that, because then it can go back to being fun and funny. Number 13, Thor Ragnarok. This was such a good movie. It was a good movie. This was like the easiest of the Thor movies to follow along, because I don't know if they just didn't use that much like Greek terminology in the movie, but it was easier to follow along with the plot. It was fun. Korg, I love Korg, love him, and I think it was fun. I think this was a fun movie. Number 12, Doctor Strange. Now. Remember what I just said about Doctor Strange? I said it like 20 minutes ago or something. I enjoyed the plot. Like, he lost what he loved the most, which was his career. But then he was losing the love of his life because he couldn't realize that he was always... And then him trying to continually change the narrative and the story. But it was always going to end in her leaving him, because he could never, ever, ever... He just does not know how to be a good person. And to me, he learned nothing. He gained powers. But I did like what the plot was. Like, him going along and seemingly trying to learn that he should be a better person to the people around him. But yeah. But I don't like him. I don't like him. He's still a selfish asshole. Number 11, Spider-Man Far From Home. First, when the movie started, I was like, why is this movie 2 hours if this is the rate at what the movie was going to go at? And then I kind of understood. I think I understood as soon as we got to the Mysterio part, being the villain. Because at first I was like, okay, is he just gonna work with Mysterio? But no, I think as soon as I got to the part where Mysterio was like the villain and he was trying to, scheme and plot, I was like, okay, I understand now. I understand why he was yearning for a mentor, because Tony was gone. I think it was a good, solid movie. And the romance with him and MJ was so cute. Love Zendaya. But yeah, that was a really good movie. And it started off slow, but then it got real good. So here we are. We're about to be into the top 10. So coming in at number 10 is The Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't really have much to say about this movie other than this was a good movie. I think it was fun. I think it was cute. But yuck. Chris Pratt. I don't like Chris Pratt. I probably should have said that a long time ago, but yeah. Let me just make that known now. I don't like Chris Pratt either. But yeah. Iron Man 3. I think this was a really good plot. Really good sequel. It had good sciences in it. Good monsters. Good romance. Good plot. This was a really good Iron Man movie. I wonder if Gwyneth Paltrow remembers that she did this. You know how Gwyneth Paltrow didn't remember she was in Spider-Man? I wonder if she remembers she did this. I don't know if she does, but 8 is the first Iron Man. Um, I think it was a really good first Marvel movie. Like that was a really good, solid first Marvel movie. Um, the whole Afghanistan war scene with the commoners, I don't know what we needed that scene for, but okay. Um, but the one thing I really enjoyed about this movie was it wasn't too slow and it wasn't too boring. Like it was just the right pace and it kept me interested. And I think it was a really good start to this entire thing with him. Um, Iron Man is probably one of my more favorite Avengers. I know he can be kind of like a smirky asshole, and I don't like Doctor Strange, but like Tony has more of a heart than Doctor Strange does. Like I know Tony's heart like actually got like ripped out, but and he had to replace it. But like he had more empathy and sympathy and stuff for people than Doctor Strange ever will. So yeah, number 7, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I think this was a really good Easter eggs movie. Um, I think this was better than the first one. Obviously, it actually has something that I would enjoy watching. But other than that, 6, Captain America: Civil War. To me, Captain America: Civil War is really an Avengers movie because they were all in it. They were all in it. They all had their own little subplots. This was just an Avengers movie. So I think I liked it more because I saw it more as an Avengers movie more than it was really a Captain America movie. Um, I just hated how they wrapped it up. I don't like it. I didn't like it when they all broke up and they were like on opposite sides, and then they had to try to get the band back together for Infinity War and stuff. I hated that, but yeah. Um, the only thing I want to say is like when Tony realized it was Bucky who killed his dad. Um, I just wish he could see that Bucky was being brainwashed. Like they had already been on opposite sides of the spectrum the entire movie, but I think this really drove it into the ground. Like he was like not really fucking with Captain America anymore. So I like how I say Captain America, but I call him Tony, Steve. He wasn't really rocking with Steve anymore. But I just wish you could see that like obviously he was brainwashed and he was told to kill his dad. I think he let his emotions run over, and that's what really set off a bigger part of why they all broke up. Like he just couldn't anymore. But like I just didn't like that they broke up. But I think this was just an Avengers movie. Number 5, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I cried when I saw this movie in the theaters. I cried. Oh, because I think they did a very good, smart thing by focusing a lot of the story on Rocket and trying to save Rocket and his origin story and why this motherfucker could walk and talk. Again, the pestering that Q was doing, like, it was just too much. Like, obviously, she's not gonna remember. Like, she's not gonna remember. Um, but yeah, it just, I liked, although I didn't like the pestering, I liked that, throughout the movie, like, she kind of softened up a bit because she was, like, really, like, gun-ho, hardcore, and she kind of softened up a little bit. She was like, this is what a family is about. She may not, like, really care about them as much as she does, her new family with I don't remember what they're called, those other people. But, yeah, he was trying too hard. I like that we're going to get a new task force for this, the Guardians of the Galaxy as a whole, with Rocket as the captain. I know it said at the end of the movie that Chris Pratt would be returning as his role. I just don't know what that will be, but I think I think Zoe Saldana's done with this movie, and some of the others I forgot who's actually in the new Guardians of the Galaxy now. But like I know they all kind of split up and went their separate ways, but someone stayed with Rocket. I don't remember who, but like yeah. Um but it will be interesting. I don't know if they're ever gonna make another movie of that, but it will be interesting to see it with the reboot of it. Number 4, Avengers Endgame. When I first saw that this movie was 3 hours, I was like, oh, this is gonna be just like Infinity War. I'm gonna be bored out of my mind. There's no reason this movie needs to be 3 hours. Yada yada yada. I enjoyed every single second of those 3 hours. It needed every single minute of it. I understood. It was all needed. The time lapses were needed. The time travel. I love that. Them actually finally defeating this big ass purple dumb monster thing. Um, Obviously, I think the blip. The blip really set things off. Obviously, like they couldn't really understand like how they could move on with life after that, and then they couldn't move on with life 5 years afterwards. And then I also enjoyed how the blip is really, really, really included in all these other going forward after this movie, because it's like how do you just jump back into your life now that you thought was like only 30 seconds gone, and it's been 5 years? Like that's really, 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 really crazy. And I think I don't remember what year they're in now. I think they are in the year 2026, I think. I don't remember. I know after 5 years, when I think they went from 2018 to 2023, the year we're in now, because that's 5 years, right? Yeah. And then or they went from 20, I don't remember, but 5 years is a long time, and I really enjoyed the movie. R.I.P. Natasha, R.I.P. Tony, R.I.P. Steve. He was like, I just want to. He went in that thing and he went and lived the life that he wanted to live, and then he died. That was beautiful. The ending card really got me. I think, obviously with that they're just kind of signifying like this was what the original Avengers were and who that was included in this, and now we're going to move on with a different set of Avengers, obviously. But because we got what's his name? I forgot what his name is. I know the actor's name. Nope. Actor's name is slipping me. The Black Captain America. I don't. Doctor Strange. No. Well, we're about to talk about this in a second, but no longer Spider-Man. Because no one remembers him. I think Wanda. I don't know. Who's in the new Avengers? Who is an Avenger now? That's actually a good question. Is the Hulk still an Avenger? No, I don't think so. Damn. Anyway. I'll remember. Anyway. It's signifying the end of an era, and now we're going to get into a new one, because I know there is an Avengers movie coming, I think in 2026 or 2025, something like that. Which may even actually be delayed, given the WGA strike and now the SAG strike. Or is it the SAG? Or the Actors Guild is going on strike now too, and the Writers Guild has already been on strike. And I don't think these companies are really not going to let up. They're going to try to make it run out as long as possible. They're really hoping that when these people, these writers and these actors start losing their houses and apartments and stuff, and they can't pay their bills, really, that they will take the lowest negotiation as possible. And I really hope the writers don't give up. Like, I really hope they really stick it out and they get them the payment that they deserve and the contracts and stuff that they deserve. And the same thing with the I think it's the SAG actors too. Um, we are going to be in a drought, a TV and movie drought, regardless of how this goes. We will be in a TV and movie drought, because they legally, when you're part of a union, you legally cannot go write anything or act in anything or any of that. You can't do anything. So we will be in a drought. So I don't know. I don't know if what exactly is affected. I don't know if the Marvel thing is affected by this. I'm thinking it is. I think someone told me, like, as far as Into the Spider-Verse goes, they're not affected because they have like a different union or subsection of writers and stuff like that that can actually work on animation. But yeah, we are going to be in a drought, and it's going to be real bad for me because, well, it may not be bad for me because there's some things that I've always put off watching because new things come out. And so maybe I will spend that time watching things that I wanted to watch in the past. But we are going to be in a drought for sure. It's going to be real bad. It's not going to be, we're probably not going to see it, obviously, not this year and probably not next year. But when we get to like 2025 or 2026 and stuff like that, I think we're going to see a really bad drought. Yeah. Yep. Anyway, sorry, I went on a whole tangent, but yeah, I don't know if this is affected by that. If, I know it takes us like a really long time to get some Marvel stuff either sometimes, and I know a lot of it is filmed and edited years in advance, but I don't know. We'll see what we see. Number 3, Spider-Man No Way Home. I think this is the best Spider-Man movie. Spoiler alert. If you ever wanted a Spider-Man ranking video, this is the best Spider-Man movie. I don't care. I loved seeing all 3 of them together. That was really it was so much fun. I feel like they all have fun doing it. Let me tell you something. This is all Doctor Strange's fault. He shouldn't have been trying to cast the spell while Peter was talking. Like, he was like, I know Peter should have shut up, but Peter had fucking questions. Like, he had valid questions, and he should have just stopped the spell and let Peter answer his questions, ask his questions and answer them, and then he should have did the spell, and then shit wouldn't have been fucked up. This is all Doctor Strange's fault. I wish they could remember Peter Parker, but they don't. I really hate that because we had just got MJ and Peter together, and now she doesn't remember him, and Nate doesn't remember him either. I hate that his own best friend doesn't remember him. Happy doesn't even remember him. He's like, how do you even know your fucking dead aunt? Like, his aunt dying. Like, they were really trying to pull in the other Spider-Man components. Well, actually, that's a canon event because usually it's Uncle Ben that dies, but there was no Uncle Ben in this. So obviously Aunt May had to die, but that still made me sad. Andrew's Peter saving MJ because he couldn't save Gwen Stacy got me. I just love that they had this very big bromance thing, and they were like, you're Spider-Man 1, you're Spider-Man 2, you're Spider-Man 3. I love that. I really wish I don't know if, I know there was some talks I remember seeing, like, of them continuing this Spider-Man thing with Tom, and some deals being not going through or something like that. I really hope they do actually continue the Tom Holland series of Spider-Man. I know they already did 3 movies, but I wish they could continue this on. Because I want to see if he could find out a way to get everyone to remember him, or at least the people he cares about to remember him, and maybe we can do this whole bromance thing again one day. Not maybe in the next movie or something like that, if they ever do one, but like in another like 3 or 6 or 3 or 4. I didn't mean 6, 3 or 4. But I think it was cute. I think it was fun. Number 2, Black Panther. I remember seeing this in theaters opening weekend. I think I'm biased. This was always going to be this high. It was an amazing movie, with amazing actors: Michael B. Jordan, Chadwick Boseman, Angela fucking Bassett. What's his name? I forgot his name. I know him. I see his face right now, but I don't remember his name. He died. He died when he was challenging Killmonger. That dude, like the slightly older one. That dude, I loved him. I remember him from other things. I just don't remember his name right now. I love the movie, obviously, and yeah, that's what I have to say about that. You couldn't figure out what number 1 is. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Amazing sequel. I saw this in theaters too. Amazing sequel. I think they did a very good job turning this around, given that we lost Chadwick. I think they honored him so well throughout this movie. Like the way they brought up damn, I forgot what his name is in the movie. T'Challa. I think they brought him up and honored him in such a beautiful way throughout the entire movie. Rihanna's song for the movie, when they were playing the notes of it throughout the entire movie, but when they finally started playing Rihanna's song at the end, I was bawling. I was like, that it fits so well in the movie. I think the entire topic of loss and how you try to deal with it and how you try to handle it is was really well done. Well done. So I just wanted to talk about that. And I love the opening sequence that they have for both Black Panther and Wakanda Forever. The opening sequence of just Chadwick, I think that's beautiful, and I don't know if they will continue to do that, given when they do more Black Panther movies. If they do, which I see they should make more Black Panther movies, but of course, it was a beautiful, tastefully done way of honoring him and just talking about grief and loss in general. But now to talk about what actually else happened in the fucking movie. Fuck Namor. First of all, I don't care if he's a fine ass man. I don't care. I don't care. Let's take away his attractiveness for this a minute. Fuck him. He didn't need to kill fucking Angela Bassett, Queen Ramonda. He did not need to do that, given that he knew Shuri had just lost her brother a year before. She lost her dad. And what movie was that? Was that Age of Ultron? Yeah, Age of Ultron. Her dad dies in Age of Ultron. Her brother died. And now she has to lose her mom? Are you serious? Are you fucking serious? I was ready to beat him the fuck up when that happened. I was like, are you serious? What are you killing her mom for? And you know what? She should have killed him when she had the fucking chance. When she had him out there in the fucking sun and he was losing his fucking oxygen levels, she should have killed him. It did not need to have a fucking truce. I don't give a fuck. She should have killed him. I don't give a fuck. She should have killed him. I'm going to. That's what I'm going to do, actually. I'm going to go put myself in Black Panther, the third movie, and I'm going to kill Namor myself, because he has a fucking plan coming up for this world domination thing. First of all, I don't know why you think fish people need to rule the fucking world. The really, he was focused on the wrong fucking people. He should have been fucking focused on America. The real villain, as we all know, is always America. So I don't know why I'm pointing behind me like I don't live in America, but like the real problem is fucking America. And he somehow shifted his focus over to Wakanda, and all Wakanda said was, "Hey, can you clear this shit up before America comes and tries to blow us the fuck up? Can you clear it up?" And he was just like not doing it, and that's why they were in the war in the first place. Because he should have just been focusing his attention on fucking America. I know he wanted a partnership or something, but he should have just went and did that shit by himself. He should have never even came and bothered the Wakandans. He should have went over there and fucking fucked up America his fucking self. But now no, he has to kill her fucking mom, and now she has no one too. Now she has no one too, just like fucking Wanda. They need to, Wanda and Shuri need to combine forces and fuck everything up, if you ask me. Because how you gonna take everything away from them, everyone they really love away from them, and expect them to just go on and be civilized people? No. I would fuck that shit up. Fuck it up. Fuck it up. Yeah. That was evil. It was evil. That's what actually should happen in the third movie. Me, Wanda, and Shuri killing the I forgot what they're called, the fish people, and then we go over and we fuck America up, and then we can live our black ass lives. Not Wanda. She will be transferred to being a light skinned after this, like me, and we will live our black ass lives in Wakanda in peace. And in peace. And one more thing, let me say one more thing about the movie. I love that he had a son so he can continue on his legacy with Lupita Nyong'o. And I love that, and I see in the future, in a very, very long future, that his son will then be the Black Panther. A very long time from now, but like, yeah, I see it. So I think that will be beautiful. And that, my friends, is the end of my ranking. Again, if you want to see my how many stars I gave each movie and my original reviews or whatever I said in the reviews, I was being silly and quirky in my Letterboxd reviews. You can follow my Letterboxd. It's at Aja Sine. I will put the link in the description box below. Again, if you want a Spider-Man ranking video, I can do that for you, and also a MCU TV show ranking, because I have watched all of them. Secret Invasion is going on right now. I don't know how many episodes it will be, but I am kind of waiting for the end of the season to be over for me to watch Secret Invasion. So if you want a MCU TV ranking, I will do that after Secret Invasion is done. I think that will probably be done in a few weeks, but like, yeah. But if you want a Spider-Man one, I can give that to you right now, if you want it. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what your favorite MCU movie is, who your favorite MCU character is. Maybe answer some of my questions that I left throughout this video. I don't remember them all, but yeah. And watch my last video. My last video was about season 3 of High School Musical, the musical, the series. The season 4 trailer just dropped today, so I might make a season 4 predictions video like I did for season 3. And you can also watch my Olivia Rodrigo Vampire Life reaction. And I will see you Next time, I don't know what next time is, but I will be back soon. You see, I'm starting to really get this shit down. Anyway, I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you next time.